Hello everyone. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to all of you for staying connected with my channel. I know it's been almost 3 months since I uploaded my last video. The reason is I had gone to my hometown and I was focusing on my exam preparation during that time. That's why I couldn't stay active here. But now I am back and I will be regularly uploading videos and helping you with your studies again. Today, we are going to understand one of the most important chapter in civics, that is power sharing. This chapter is not just about politics. It is about how a country stays united. So here we are going to see about the two countries. One is Belgium and Sri Lanka. Both had diversity, but they handled it very differently. First, let me see Belgium. Belgium had different language groups such as 59% Dutch speaking, 40% of the people were speaking French, 1% of the people were speaking German. In Brussels, the French speaking people were in majority. This created tension. Why? Because Dutch people were more in number, French people were economically stronger. So naturally, conflict started. This is about the condition of Belgium. Let's we see Sri Lanka. Now let's understand Sri Lanka more deeply. Sri Lanka had Sinhala speaking majority, Tamil speaking majority. In Tamil speaking majority also has two subgroups. One is Sri Lankan Tamils and Indian Tamils. Sri Lankan Tamils is nothing but the people who born and brought up in Sri Lanka were called Sri Lankan Tamils. Indian Tamils is nothing but their forefathers went to work there in the plantation. So as they settled over there, those were called Tamil Indians or Indian Tamils. So here after independence in the year of 1948, Sinhala leaders wanted to control the government by virtue of their majority, which means that because they were more in number. Who were more in number? Sinhala people were more in number, so they started to show their majority. So it leads to majoritarianism. That is called majoritarianism concept. First, we want to know what is meant by majoritarianism. Majoritarianism is nothing but the major community dominates and ignores the minority rights. So for this one, what are the policies they have taken, which means that Sinhala people have taken? They have taken several steps. First one is that they made Sinhala as the official language. Second one is that preference in jobs and education for Sinhala people. The third one is that they have given the Buddhism as special importance. For Buddhism, they have given the special importance. These decisions completely ignored Tamil interest, which means that Tamil people felt here alienated, which means separated or discriminated. So after all these measures that were taken by the Sinhala people, the Tamil people started to react for it. So what was the reaction of Tamil people? What did the Tamil people do here? At first, they demanded regional autonomy, which means that they need some areas to rule by themselves. But this was not accepted by the Sinhala people. Again, they demanded a separate independent state which is called Tamil Eelam. They need a separate state where they can live peacefully without any rule of Sinhalas. They want to rule by themselves in that particular area. So for that state, they itself named as Tamil Eelam. This was their demand. Even that demand also was rejected by the Sri Lankan government, Sri Lankan Sinhala people. This lead to conflict between the two different group of people, Sinhala people and Tamil people. It results in the long civil war. It resulted in long civil war. So this was not a small problem at all. It was not a small conflict. It lasted for nearly 26 years. For about 26 years, this war was continued from the year of 1983 to 2009. So during this period, thousands of people were killed, many innocent civilians were suffered, families were displaced, and they become refugee. Schools, hospitals, and infrastructure were completely destroyed. The country faced fear, violence, economic problem, and social division too. Okay, loss of lives and destruction So here this was happened. So here we can see very clearly that there were no power sharing. It leads to the serious conflict or serious problem. This is a solution taken by the Sri Lankan government. So the next we are going to see about the Belgium. What was happened in Belgium? Even we have seen in the Belgium also there were three different language people were there, right? So what was the solution given by that government? Let me see. Belgium chose a complete different path. They decided to share power instead of dominating. Nearly 4 times they have changed, which means not changed. They have corrected their constitution. Okay, why have they corrected their constitution nearly for 4 times? Because they thought that they need to give space for all the people, though they are speaking different languages also. Okay, so let me see what are the steps they have taken. So here this steps they have taken, this policy they have followed. That policy is called as accommodation, which means that mutual understanding and accompanying the people. Okay, so under the accommodation we are going to see about the different measures or different steps they have taken. They made, first one is that they made some very smart arrangements. Okay, in that the first thing is that equal representation in central government, which means that both the Dutch side and the French side equal ministers are placed in the central government, which means that so no one community or no one community is nothing but no one language people can dominate another, which means that French can't dominate the Dutch can't dominate the French. Okay, this is the first point. Second point is nothing but this entire government is divided into two, central government and state government. Actually third type of government is also there, that we will see in the next point. The second point is about that there was a state government, not there was a, still now there it is there. State government has given the powers like the central government. What and all the powers are there for the central government, the same powers has been given to the state government also, and the state government are not subordinate to the central government. This gives independence at the regional level. The next thing is that equal representation in Brussels is the third point. Equal representation in Brussels, which means that we knew very clearly that in the country Dutch is more in number, French is very less in number. Am I right? But in the Brussels, French is more in number, Dutch is very less in number. Okay, so if the equal representation is there, means mutual understanding between the both the people are there, it avoids domination in capital. Because in capital, whatever the decision French is going to take, they will consider the opinion of the Dutch. What is the decision they are going to take in the country by the Dutch people, it will be accepted, or the opinion can be said by the French people also in the country wise. Okay, the next point is about the community government. The third type of government it was started, it was split, that is called as community government. The community government is nothing but it used to take care of the problems that arise on the language. It is not about the complete territory at all. So it used to protect the culture, language and education. So this four are called as accommodation policy. So the Belgium respected diversity here. Because of respecting the diversity, unity was maintained. There were no conflicts among them. So it says very clearly that here power sharing brings the peace in the country. Clear? The next thing is nothing but why power sharing is desirable. So in this there are two reasons are there. One is prudential reason and another one is a moral reason. Let me see the prudential reason first. Prudential means practical or wise reasoning. Actually here they used to say that power sharing is desirable. Why? Because it helps to reduce conflict between the different groups. It ensures political stability. Let me connect this. In Sri Lanka, no power sharing, it leads to conflict. In Belgium, power sharing was there, power was given and given to the three different types of government. It leads to what? So because of this decision, the people are living peacefully there. So from a practical point of view, power sharing is good for the country's stability and survival. Okay, it is called prudential reason. The next one is nothing but moral reason. This reason, actually this is also called second reason. This is even more important actually. Power sharing is a very spirit of democracy, right? Why? Because democracy means government of the people, for the people, by the people, right? So power should not be in the hands of only one group. Okay, everyone, whether it is majority or minority, here they are having voice, which means that they are having place to say their opinion. They are having rights to say their opinion. Okay, so in between these two, there is a word called tyranny of majority. What is the meaning of that? Tyranny of majority is nothing but if majority always dominates. Okay, this is dangerous. It becomes tyranny of the majority. If the majority dominate, that will be a problem for the majority itself. Not in the short period. In the long run, it will be a problem for the majority itself. That's what here they are saying. It is dangerous. Why is nothing but minority rights are suppressed here. Society becomes divided. So the conflicts will be started. At last, finally, even the majority suffers due to instability. So morally, sharing power is the right thing to do. If the majority shows the dominance, initially they will run the state or run the country peacefully. They won't face any problem. But continuously, if they show the dominance over the minority, at one point of time, minority started to raise their voice. Am I right? That will be a problem for the majority in the long run. They can't able to rule the country in a peaceful manner because the minority started to speak out against the majority. So if the power is divided and given only, entire country can be run in a smooth way. That's what here they are saying. That is called as tyranny of majority. The last concept of this lesson is nothing but forms of power sharing. So under this forms of power sharing, there is an intro in your book. The intro is about that in the long period, which means that in our ancient period and the early period, we were under the control of king. Am I right? So under the control of king is nothing but only one person is there to rule. All the power will be there only in one hands, in one place. Am I right? There the people didn't have any rights to say their opinion. Whatever the king say, we used to accept and we have obeyed to it. Right, our ancestors. Okay, so here once the concept of democracy came out after our independence, so here then only the power started to share. Power was divided. So in democracy form of government, the different forms of power sharing only we are going to see. In that 4 are there. Let me see one by one. The first one is nothing but horizontal power sharing. It is having another name, that is called horizontal power sharing. Here, power is shared among different organs. The 3 organs are nothing but legislature, executive, judiciary. Legislature used to make law, executive used to implement the law, judiciary used to interpret the law. This is called checks and balance. Why it is important is nothing but no organ here it is too powerful. Each organ used to check the other and they used to prevent the misuse of power here. Okay, so there is no unlimited power. There is no unlimited power for any organ here. All are having equal power. Okay, so as it is checking one another, as it is checking the other two, it is used to called as it is used to say that it checks and balances. Now you understood why we are calling it as checks and balances. So example we can say India. The next one is nothing but vertical power sharing. So this means that we are having 3 different levels of government, right? The government is divided into 3 different levels. This is also called as federal system, we can say. The next unit is about the federalism, right? Already I have uploaded the video for the federalism lesson. Okay, so this is called the splitting of the government into a different level is called as federal system. So in our country we are having central government, state government and local self-government. State governments are not subordinate to central government even in our country also. They have their own authority in certain areas. Okay, even this form of government, this form of power sharing is also important because it brings government closer to the people, it addresses local needs better, it reduces burden on central government. For each and every state, the central government can't able to come and take care of it. If there is a state government, definitely the state government can able to see the entire people of the particular state, can able to resolve the problem, can able to bring out the good solution for them. Okay. So the next thing is nothing but power sharing among social group. So this is about sharing power among religious groups, linguistic group, ethnic group. So example, how we are having reservation system in our India. We are protecting minority rights, giving representation, giving seats for weaker section, especially SC and ST category. 3 by 4 seats we have given in the panchayat and municipality at all, we are given in the women. Okay, you will read about this in decentralization concept in federalism lesson. Okay, so here we are giving the importance, we are sharing the power to the religious group, linguistic group, ethnic groups at all. Okay, because of this it promotes the equality among the people, because even the lower caste people also uh, got good chance, used to get the good chance, and they will upgrade in their lifestyle, they will come up, right? And they are having rights to say their opinion. Okay, the last form of power sharing is nothing but among political party. This happened through election and coalition government. Different parties used to share their power. Example, Germany. Okay, even it ensures no single party dominates and encourage cooperation, and it represents the diverse views. Clear? This is about the forms of power